This is a dedication to our soldiers and to our educators around the country. Heavy artillery crisscrosses course as all arms remain aimed at Afghanistan. Meanwhile, my students stuff blunts in their book bags, and I've only come into contact with about 4 out of 104 genuinely concerned dads. I'm a teacher, so I go to war every September. Each day I high step over lockers like landmines and combat boots, about facing dirty mouths, spitting dirty bombs in belligerent hallways where the enemy often poses as a civilian clothed in a khaki uniform, and it's uniform to receive hostile resistance, and it's nearly impossible to share intelligence without someone questioning its relevance. In many instances, my lesson plan is 3 parts discipline, 1 part curriculum. During weekday warfare, the bell rings like a siren signaling a change in brigades, waiting in the wings to be trained. I call Bin Laden and Hussein by first name. They occupy seats in my class. And I'm told to socially promote them, stroke them, tell them they can achieve when their performance is barely a degree above mediocrity. I work for a school system where 75 is honorable. Passing is 70. I work for a school system whose students must reach into their pockets and pay to see the school assemblies. Afghanistan is a world away. I say we disarm these school systems with their gargantuan debt and equal obsession with assessing and testing these children to death. Let's lobby Congress for $75 billion and liberate learning so her summer camp won't be summer school. Sometimes I teach my butt off out of fear. Your child might rob me in a few years, but when there's no longer a fear in failing, it becomes necessary to drop grenades on the textbook pages so they'll be halfway engaged in the battlefield. My students were drafted. They don't want to be there. I said my students were drafted. They don't really want to be there. They're in hardback torture chairs. They're like prisoners of war being forced fed a foreign language class they must pass in order to graduate. Behind enemy lines, whines and complaints tentative teachers take on teaching, and I've begun to wonder if my arms are too short to reach them, too short to lead them, because they've already been misled by the 15 years of lead in their drinking water. And since the average parent is only 15 years older than her child, it's safe for me to assume she's consumed the drinking water too. In a 90-minute overcrowded classroom, what the heck do you expect me to do? Unraise the child you rear from the womb? Undo the daughter who disrupts my class, then goes home to disrespect you? It's difficult for me to believe in a Baltimore with a 72% dropout rate between grades 9 and 12. It's difficult for me to believe in a Baltimore where 42% of its students are in need of special needs I can barely meet. Me, a 5'1" first-year general. Me, an out-of-discipline English teacher teaching French to a 15-year-old on a first-grade reading level. Me being constantly barraged with friendly fire from foot soldiers, barely making basic training. It's draining to teach teen mothers who actually believe they can carry their infants through infantry and still leave this war unscathed. Sorry, but I can't raise 104 kids on your ridiculous budget. But when the casualties are high, they blame the general. When the test scores are low, they blame the general. When the battle is lost, they blame the general. So we better pray to whom or whatever we call God, because I don't know who can lead them, much less teach them. I already told you my arms are too short to reach them. So I dare one of you try and save them.
Inspired you when you started writing this piece?
There's such a huge story behind this piece. I wrote it after my very first year teaching in Baltimore City. And one thing that I've learned as a teacher is that teaching has taught me more about myself than anything else ever has. And I think that a lot of people in this city are making decisions about education who have never, ever stepped foot in the classroom. And it does the students a disservice, it does the educators a disservice, and it does our society a disservice, because our public schools are broken, and I don't know where to start to save them, to save our students.
I know we need more Christian morals in our schools, I do know that. Judges.
Thank you for doing your job. And what I mean by that is, as a poet, you know that art is a tool for social change. Your job tonight is you didn't have to do it, you chose to do it. You just sparked a dialogue that maybe a lot of people aren't used to having. And that's the only thing I want to say about your performance. Just thank you. Thank you for doing that for us tonight. Appreciate that.
Incredible. I didn't know how you were going to top last week, and you did it. Swinging grand slam. I love the line, 3 parts discipline, 1 part curriculum. And you stuck with that. You seamlessly brought in statistics in a way that didn't seem technical or forced. It flowed out naturally. For example, the honor roll, 75% is honor roll, 70 is passing. You stayed with the metaphor throughout that was perfectly volumed and performed by Jared with taps over there throughout on the trumpet. And I couldn't say anything critical about this performance. You took the responsibility that I think Carolyn was touching on that we as performers have. We have an aesthetic space when we're on stage. We have an ability to, we're being watched, and we can take that performance and we can take that calling and we can do something with it to try to affect social change. And you did that tonight. And again, thank you. Outstanding.
That's unreal. It was unbelievable, absolutely amazing. I felt that I learned so much from what you said, and I know all of us did here today. I just wish that every leader in this country could hear this, what we just heard today, because it was that powerful. And I think that what you do as a teacher, and what you did just now can save so many children's lives. So I just appreciate you for your talent, both of you and you as well. And then together, you playing on the national anthem in the back, that was just very powerful, the two of you, and just absolutely amazing. It was an honor to sit here and listen to you, to you both. Thank you.
I'm Barbara Lang, and I'm President and CEO of the DC Chamber of Commerce.
Barbara, what is happening down here tonight at B. Smith?
This is so exciting. B has just done a wonderful job of introducing local talent, and these performers were just so outstanding. You don't know that you have this in the District of Columbia.
All about these great entertainers here in DC. There are some people who are so talented, and we wanted to be a part of, finding out who that talent is and letting our audience here vote on who they thought was the most talented. So,
and that's what they did tonight. They voted on someone who was simply phenomenal. What do you think?
Oh, I think it was great. A really great choice, and it just sets us up for the next generation. Yeah.
Be discovered and be talented. Tonight we had the climax of Be Talented, and we saw 4 remarkable teams of individuals doing spoken word with an instrumentalist, and it was nothing short of what community is all about, bringing people who are not heralded yet to the forefront.
Yes, Mary Ellen Eichenwald from Washington.
And Richard Grandine.
And we are down here at B. Smith's tonight, and tell us what's going on down here.
Well, it was a wonderful talent contest, and I'm sure they had a difficult time selecting a winner, but the winner was fabulous, just fabulous.
Wow, and sir?
We were here the first time. That was incredible, unbelievable.
Be talented!